And we back with another video for all my people out there. Remember, I told you in the previous video that Peter J. Augustino withdrew from this case, and then Stephanie Nemeth supposedly transferred to Barari Nemeth LLC. And we actually just Googled this LLC, and this was just filed and incorporated on May 19th, y'all, of 2026. You dig what I'm saying? So she switched law firms. Basically, it says that she's the co-owner of this law firm. But anywho, y'all, and for all my people who are just now tuning in, I have a federal lawsuit against the city of South Bend and 3 officers within the South Bend Police Department, y'all. Some of you might say pro se, as they have been saying on the paperwork and the orders, unrepresented. So that's what I use. Yeah, that's one of my tactics. When they say stuff, I use the stuff they say. But anywho, so remember I told you all that when these events occurred, January 28th of 2023, we already had put in a public records request, y'all. August 21st of 2024, we got a response back September 30th of 2024. This is actually the second one I put in. The first one that I put in on this altercation, it took them 9 months to reply. And I turned around and put in another one in which they replied a month later. And this is coming from the Department of Law, y'all. If any of you have altercations with these police officers or these agents and you're requesting body cam footage, you can contact the law department of your county. You see, wherever you stay, it's a law department. So you can contact them and put in what's called a public records request. That's exactly what this is, which, like I said, so we put in a public records request asking for the dash cam footage, body worn camera footage of January 28th of 2023 when the seizure occurred. And again, the city told me due to the records retention schedule, the city follows in accordance with Indiana Code 5-15. It does not have any responsive records for dash cam or body worn camera footage for either request. As such, footage is no longer retained, and therefore these records no longer exist. And they told me this back in 2024. You see what I'm saying? I told you it happened January 28th of 2023. We turned right around and put in a public records request on that day. And here we are today. Today is the 30th, y'all. This is from, again, Barari Nemeth. And this is what Stephanie Nemeth is telling me in this case, y'all. As you can see, McKenzie is my last name versus the city of South Bend, ETAL. That's the cause number. If any of you guys got Pacer, you can also go check the facts. She goes to say, "Dear Mr. McKenzie, I received your letter claiming there was some discovery dispute regarding production of MBR and BWC footage in this matter. You noted that in defendant's initial disclosures, we noted that there was body camera and motor vehicle recordings that would be relied upon by defendants. However, then you claim that we failed to produce them, in which you did, yet you have never requested them through discovery." And these are the games that they're playing, y'all. We requested discovery fucking 14 documents ago. You see what I'm saying? As I am sure you are aware, Federal Rules of Civil Procedure 26, which requires initial disclosures, does not require the documents to be sent to the opposing party/counsel. Instead, Rule 26A1A provides that a party must, without awaiting a discovery request, provide to the other parties a copy or a description by category and location of all documents, electronically stored information, and tangible things that the disclosing party has in its possession, custody, or control, and may use to support its claim or defenses. This is what was done in the initial disclosures. A description of each electronically stored item was provided to you. Since that time, you have not sent any discovery requests to me that would require me to produce these items to you. Therefore, if you would like to send a formal discovery request, I will produce the documents. However, I will note that it will be difficult to produce them on a USB given the size of the files. So if you could provide me with an email address that I can share the electronically stored items through a shared drive. Now, as you all can see, Stephanie Nemeth is now saying that she can share these documents with me now. The electronically stored items, the MVR and body-worn camera footage in this matter, y'all. That's quite funny because, like I said, in 2024, Miss Danielle Wise, the senior assistant city attorney, this is the attorney for the city of South Bend, the same party that we are suing in this federal lawsuit, told me that due to the records retention schedule, the city follows in accordance with Indiana Code 5-15. It does not have any responsive records for dash cam or body-worn camera footage for either request. Why not? As such footage is no longer retained, and therefore these records no longer exist. So, yeah, we got the senior assistant city attorney, Danielle Wise, saying, hey, those records are destroyed. That was in 2024. And here we have, in 2026, we have Barari Nemeth LLC, Stephanie Nemeth, saying that, hey, if you give me an email, I can provide you with that footage. And I just showed you all fraud upon the court.